Having two of the best Macs and using them is a blessing. I own a M2 Pro MacBook Pro 14 inches with 512GB of SSD and 16GB unified memory, the base version, and also an M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16 inches with 1TB of SSD and 16GB unified memory. From last 1 month, I'm trying to figure out how someone can choose between the 14-inch MacBook Pro and a 16-inch MacBook Pro. All the Pro products from Apple have something very luring to the customers. Like in iPhones, you have that third camera module which attracts you, and even the new colors that every time Apple launches, something like Sierra Blue, Deep Purple. In a similar way, in MacBook Pros, the all new black keyboard is something that attracts me a lot. And I'm sure there must be a very luring point for you as well when you are choosing a MacBook Pro. Well, most of the tech enthusiasts will advise you that you should not fall into this trap. But I have a totally different view on that. You should definitely buy a device or a gadget that attracts you a lot. Okay, but in this video, I will tell you whether you should go with the 14-inch MacBook Pro or a 16-inch one. Let's first understand the 14-inch and the 16-inch lineup. Both 14 inches and 16 inches base specifications makes it a very capable machine and would be sufficient for most of us. So let us look at the base version of the 14-inch MacBook Pro. So if we go, we can see that the base version has a M2 Pro chip and has 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, 16GB unified memory, which is actually the RAM, and 512 SSD storage, which is basically the hard disk. Now let us look at the 16-inch M2 Pro MacBook Pro specifications. And if we see in M2 Pro, it has 12-core CPU, 19-core GPU, and same 16GB and 512GB as 14-inch. If you see, there is a difference between the CPU cores and the GPU cores in 14 inches and 16 inches. And if we see, the price of 16 inches is around 2.5 lakhs, which is roughly $2,500, and that of 14 inches is around 2 lakhs, which is $2,000. Now here's the confusion that I want to make it very clear, that if we compare 14-inch base model and 16-inch base model as is, the difference in the price that you can see is around $50,000 or $500. But the specifications are different. So if you want to compare apple to apple, that means you want to increase 14-inch MacBook Pro to 12-core CPU and 19-core GPU, then the price of 14-inch MacBook Pro will be around 2.3 lakhs. That is around $2,300. So now the real difference between apple to apple, same specifications laptop but different sizes, is only 20,000. That is $200, and which makes 16-inch a very lucrative buy. And in that 20,000, you get a bigger screen by 2 inches diagonally, which actually makes a difference. A 23% better battery life and a better charging in a 16-inch MacBook Pro. But there's one big con of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It is thicker, heavier, and larger. That means that if you are someone who loves to do the work on the go and travel a lot with your laptop, then I would suggest that do not take this, because you will have pain in your shoulders. So as I told, I have been using both of these Macs from last 1 month vigorously without using any other device. Both of these Macs are synced to my iCloud and they are replica of each other. They have same files, same settings, same apps, everything is same. So how do I use them? I use them back to back. That is, I use one of the laptop, and once the battery dies, I put it on charging and use the another one. Isn't it a dream workflow using Apple's two best Pro laptops together with different sizes? And I did this intentionally because I wanted to make sure that I tell you the real truth of 14-inch and 16-inch and also advise you, help you in choosing the right one for you. To make things simple, I made a matrix to understand which one is good for you. So let's have a look on that. So if you see this matrix, the first part is all about the prices, and I have just taken the M2 Pro chip and not the M2 Max chip. And if you see the MacBook Pro 14, the range is from 2 lakhs to 5,10,000, and for MacBook Pro 16, it's 2,50,000 to 5,30,000. And if you look at the table below, it shows the activities that you do on your MacBook and some color codes. And in the last, you will see what that color code means. Now I tried to list activities that are representatives of exactly what we do on our laptops normally. I've not added the pro level things like AI, ML or professional level editing, VFX, etc. Now let's understand this with a very small example. Let's say you have started your content creation journey and you want to buy a pro laptop for yourself, but you're confused between a 14-inch and a 16-inch. So how this will help you? Let's see that. But the first thing I can tell you that you cannot go wrong with any of these MacBooks. So the first thing to understand in this are the color codes. Yellow means comfortable. That means any activity that is written here and corresponding to that 14-inch or 16-inch, that activity will be done comfortably. That means the screen state is good enough to do that. Green means premium. That is the activity you perform on any of the laptop, you will have a premium feel. And the third is luxury, which is in blue. That is actually the epitome of any experience that you can have while performing any of these activities. Now let's see at these activities. I've tried to write them in a chronology of their complexities. Web browsing is done mostly by people on their laptops, but coding or content creation things like Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro is not used by everyone. So if you see the first 5 activities, all these activities are something that people oftenly do in their laptops, and both MacBook Pro 14 inches and MacBook Pro 16 inches lie in the premium and luxury segment. Now if you see the top 5 activities, these are something that are performed majorly by people in their laptops. The MacBook Pro 14 and MacBook Pro 16 lie somewhere from premium to luxury, 14-inch being a premium and a 16-inch being a luxury. Luxury because of that extra screen state that it gives and gives you that luxury feeling. Now if you go down watching OTT like Netflix or YouTube, I felt that the 14-inch and 16-inch difference is not very visible, and you enjoy the quality in both as they have similar speakers, similar screen quality and similar clarity, color accuracy. So I didn't feel any difference, but both felt very premium. Now things like managing website and doing a light content creation of writing, doing a book, doing editing, photo editing, doing something in iMovie, all of this are premium in 14 because it just works flawlessly, and in 16, of course, due to that extra screen state, it feels luxury. Coming to the content creation part, wherein you will use Final Cut Pro or Adobe Pro, the pro editing softwares, here I felt that 14-inch sometimes feel little small screen. So I've said it's comfortable but not premium or luxury at all. And in MacBook Pro 16, it feels premium, not luxury, because maybe on the bigger screen like 24 inches or much more than that, you can feel that luxury while editing. But in 16 inches, I'm sure you will feel premium while do any kind of editing. Same with the coding. If you do Xcode or Android Studio, anything, the MacBook Pro 14 will make you feel comfortable and 16 will make you feel premium just because of that extra screen state. As I told, you can't go wrong with both of these, but 14-inch will give you a premium feel. But if you add just 20,000, you can go to a luxury level. And I would suggest for going on a luxury level. So other than this, I want to tell you 3 more conclusions about the MacBook. Number 1, if you have enough money, go for 16 inches. It makes a better value for money MacBook Pro for sure. Number 2, if you're on a budget and you are towards that light content creation thing, or maybe you want a personal laptop for your side hustle and looking for a MacBook or a laptop that can last for at least 3 to 4 years, then you should go with MacBook Air 13 inches with a spec'd up version of 512GB SSD and 16GB unified memory. It will cost you around a little more than 1.5 lakhs or $1,500, and it will be a very good buy for you. Do not invest in the pro laptops. Number 3, do not buy MacBook Air 15 inches and definitely not the base model. I've made a separate video on that. You can find the link in the description. 16 inches without a doubt is the best value for money Mac, but being bigger and heavier makes it little cumbersome when you travel a lot. I will always go with the 16 inches over 14 inches anytime because the experience that this extra screen gives on your laps or on the table is something that can be only experienced. Luxury. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.